Chat, welcome to Bootleg Beatles. This is much like the Bootleg Mario segment, but it's Beatle. This was one of the most over-commercialized things in history, I think, Beatle merch. And as such, you have a lot of really, really awful stuff. I mean, and also manufacturing in the 60s, not that great. So, you know, you get like bootlegs like this, like Arthur, who's kind of Ringo in the art, and then you look at him and he's Nightmare. But in this case, we're just going to have a look at whatever stuff was submitted. Thank you, everybody who submitted to this segment. So, I hate Arthur. But yeah, Arthur A Go-Go, it looks a lot like a certain band. Oh, there it is. There's a close-up. Wow. Yeah, I wonder who that could be. I'm going to present a lot of these without context because I don't have context. It's just stuff I found along the way. Is this the Monkees? The fifth Beatle. No, really, who are these chuckle fucks? I couldn't tell you what the Monkees look like off the top of my head. No, these aren't the Monkees. This is just... Again, I don't really know how to explain how incredibly massive their explosion was. Yes, their explosion. The one that when they played, you know, the game, Beat the Beatles. But lots of other bands were trying to do the thing and look like the Beatles and wore Beatle outfits. The Brazilian Beatles! I think we know who they are now. There you go. This horrible nightmare shit from the 60s. I think that's Paul. Yeah, that's Paul. I don't like these at all. Woolworth's Beatles. Set of 4 is $377. Well, that's kind of a steal. And now look how much they're probably worth. 60s Funko Pops, yeah. Also, so these versions seem to be based off of the Beatles cartoon, which we'll see a bunch of. There's a cartoon in the 60s of the Beatles playing music and sometimes solving mysteries and just generally getting into hijinks. So they accentuated their feature. What does this have to do with... Okay, I think the Mario segment leaked into the Beatles segment. Sorry. Wrong folder. I don't know what... Is that Neil Innes? Who the fuck is this? Wrestling review? What is that? What's going on? Was there a fake Beatle wrestler? Bonus Simpson. What country is this? So these are wax Beatles. Ringo kind of... It almost looks like Ringo. George is pretty gormless, and John... I don't know what version of John that's supposed to be. It looks like one that never fully existed. And Paul is... That's an awful haircut for Paul. I don't think he ever specifically had that exact haircut, but I could be wrong. It just looks wrong on him. And also, Ringo looks way worse from this angle. Is this Beatle costume from Spirit Halloween? The Beatchicks. I don't know who the Beatchicks are, but we could probably do some research. Beatchicks band. I think it's... Is it Japanese Beatle? Like a tribute band? Okay. Now there are 6 Beatles and 6 Sgt. Peppers. It's kind of neat. Lennon and McCartney, Tijuana style. That's pretty good. That just seems cool, honestly. I would listen to that. It's weird. There's like an early period when they just like released Please Please Me and started blowing up, where people just drew them real scummy. And the creases in this cloth is not doing any favors. Paul, in particular, looks... oh. Bad. Real bad. Get your gigantic Beatles color poster. Again, just as quickly as possible, as much merch as possible. Just capitalize quickly. Beatles, complete story from birth to now. AKA now is 1965. Fabulous. And it's Ringo as a lion. Mick, Searchers, Mojos, Cliff, Kinks. Wait till he turns round. He'll get a bowl of custard right on his buns. Okay. Is that Jane Asher? Might be. Some people can't see what's underneath their noses. Heil Fab. Why is... That's not Paul as Hitler, is it? That's Patty Boyd. Yes, not Jane Asher. That's Patty Boyd. I don't care if your name is Harold Steptoe. You can't leave that dirty old man in my yard. How can we sacrifice him to the sun god? He's not worth sacrificing anyway. There's no sun. What the fuck is this? Would you like to have a go? All you have to do is pick a black and white pic in Fab and add your own funny caption, then send it along to the best 12, get an autographed photo of their favorite star. The editor's decision is final. I don't think that's Paul, by the way. I think I would know, because we would probably see every day, all the time, that Paul was dressed as the mustache man. It says who they are on the bottom. Above right is the Druids. Top right is Les Chadwick of the Pacemakers. Les Chadwick was the mustache man? Beatles table mats. Just anything. Just anything. Which one are you thinking of? John, Paul, George, or Ringo? They're all here with another top pop hit. Their very own style. Table mats. Yeah. They're fab. Absolutely fab. God. Birth of the Beatles. Oh my god. Who the fuck are these guys? I think this is supposed to be Ringo. I'm pretty sure. I think the left is John, and that's Paul, and on the right is George. I think. The Fetals. Yeah, that's bad. Dick Clark Productions. You know Dick Clark knew what he was doing with that logo, right? Like, I've seen that plenty of times. That's not the first time I've seen that. But, come on. Oh, then there's this. I saw this. This goes around every once in a while on social media. And one of the comments that goes around with it was, this looks like a caricature of a race that doesn't exist. Or a stereotype of a race that doesn't exist. But yeah, that's supposed to be Ringo. Imagine being Ringo and being like, I look like that? That would be a land of confusion. Here's an early Halloween Paul. Okay, it's the cartoon. Wait, is that Alfred Hitchcock? Is a beetle? I've never seen this before. That's good. Here's that scummy image again that they kept using. Why is he filthy? It's one of these things again, but... Save the Beatles from Nickelodeon. And it's just like a baby duck. Oh, that's kind of cute. And then actual Beatles in the top left, top right. The Beagles. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know who this is supposed to be. I don't know who these people are. Whatever. That's not a bootleg Beatle. That's actually just John. Here's nesting dolls. Oh boy. Oh god, their heads. Oof. Oh, that is some... They done George dirty. That does not look like George. That looks like, what's his name? Fucking action star. Bronson? Charles Bronson. Meet the Residents? Oh yeah, the Residents did a bunch of parodies. Paul McCrawfish, John Crawfish, George Crawfish, Ringo Starfish. Oh, get out of here. The Simpsons-themed smoke shop in town finally opened. I think they just dropped the S on Simpsons and let it rip. Keep in mind, weed is legal to grow here, but not sell. Okay, I don't know if that has anything to do with Beatles. There's Rongo. This, by the way, is a MIDI album. 8.5 hours of Beatle MIDIs. Their entire discography. From FERC Records. I don't know if FERC Records made it, or it's just a collection, but they uploaded it, so... This song is... I love this song. This is great. You won't see me. Here's a cool doll. Mascot doll. Disgusting, but cool. Peace, love, hoagies. Yeah, they do this. Wawa does this. They do like a hippie thing, and they have like fake Yellow Submarine, fake Beatle. Just different enough so they don't get sued. A Beatle Bartlett. Okay. God, Ringo is just... Man, that poor dude. He really just gets done dirty so much. Here they are again, the Beatles, but this time as matadors, I guess. Okay. Dude, what is going... I guess the Simpson smoke shop closed. I think I put some stuff in the wrong folders. The Bootles. Are they... What do they do? Do they just cover? They just cover Beatle? More residents. It's fine. It's fine. I don't think this counts as Beatle. Well, it's Sgt. Peppery. Oh god. What is happening here? That is the most English-looking face in it. That's like a real-life Mr. Bean. Unboxing Beatles #4, a rare find, a Paul Bendy head. Why is it destroyed and disgusting? Oh my god. Okay, it'll be looped back around. Now, got some stuff in the folder that I'd like to show you. There's a couple videos here. I can't show you... I don't know what's going on here. But I don't think those were particularly Beatles. That's fine. Clue Finders had a segment.
Big bugs and a little bug.
Animaniacs also had
I am not a bug.
Beatle
Welcome
thing.
to Liverpuddlebugs, gateway to the Ghoul Lagoon.
Who are you?
We're the Liverpudlians bugs.
Oh my god.
We're there on the goo. Oh, goo. Oh, I miss me fresh goo. You're a dreamer, mate. Hasn't been any fresh goo since that fiendish Matra showed up. Poisoning the goo.
George is just
Mathra,
like just a red plant that doesn't even look close to him.
Out to stop.
Let's go get.
We miss fresh goo. Here a liver puddle, we're all in quite a muddle. Cause since the monster's come back, he's ruining the goo.
Oh, this is cool.
It used to be we flourished, the goo here kept us nourished. Now our lovely home's impurish, and we miss fresh goo.
It's like Mr. Kite, yeah.
What happened?
Was Mr. Kite. Sorry about the epilepsy shit, God.
Like old socks from Matra shoes. Ooh, goo, there's just one thing.
Wasn't flashing too fast, but, you know, back in the 90s, they didn't give a single fuck.
And clean up the
Key from goo fold.
and choking from the goo. The goo round here is stinking. We miss our fresh goo drinking.
That's a pretty good Beatle clone song. Oh God, this one. This is a whole thing that I learned about somewhat recently. Ooh. There's a thing called the rock circus in the early 90s where they built animatronics of rock stars.
Rock and pop, using more than 50 lifelike wax images and moving audio animatronic figures that rock and roll just like the real thing. Rock
They're
Circus
really
takes
weird.
you from the early days of Elvis and Chuck Berry right through to the superstars of the 90s, including Michael Jackson, George Michael, and Sting. A figure normally takes up to 6 months to make, with the stars either visiting
6
London
months.
for sittings or the sculptors even traveling
Bowie.
abroad to visit them
Mark
on tour.
Knopfler.
The audio
Dylan.
animatronic figures take even longer to create, with each movement precisely controlled by computer,
Yeah.
even down to the famous curl on Elvis's lips.
The Who.
The sound system at direct feel free.
Now, there was something I saw, and it was, I don't know if I showed it on stream, but there was it was that, but it was before they were finished, so they would look real weird. I did show it, okay.
And hold your shoulder blade, because my love is true.
I say, Kev, we've got something that no other singing group in the whole world has got.
Weird, okay. The Beatles.
Get ready for America's favorite diabetes spokesperson
Oh my
times
God.
4.
I've
It's
seen
those
this.
old lads from Liverspot, the Beatles.
Well, shoot it up, baby, now. Shoot it up, baby. Take that shot. Take that shot. Come on and manage your glucose now. Manage your glucose. You don't want to pass out. Don't want to pass out. Whoa.
Now you can own all the greatest hits from the Flab 4. You've never seen so many Wilford Brimleys in one place.
Help. My sugar's dropping. Help. Pills for popping. Help. I need some insulin. Help.
You'll get all the classics like I Want to Eat More Ham.
I am a walrus.
All you need is
8
lunch
pills a week.
and many more.
Okay, that's pretty good. Check out the Beatles if you want to see more of that.
Yes, but in America you have...
There's also the Fad 3 on Mr. Show. I don't know how much of this I can actually show you.
Oh, yes, the way that they were so photogenic. Just turned me on my ear and kicked me in the crotch.
Individually,
That's
they
SpongeBob,
were
by the way.
Roy Crosswain, Val Thompson, and Neville Larry Smithson. Together, they would become known as the Fad 3.
There's also the Ruddles, which is a much more well-known parody. That's pretty bootleg. Oh, why is the caption like that? No! Oh my god, no! Get it away! Who submitted that? Fuck off. And then there's this fucking thing. Why do they look like this? Why do so many of them look like this? I can't tell if that's chocolate or like copper. Yeah, no, that's demonic. Like, that belongs in the Zach Baggins Museum. There's a number of fun things happening on this, in this picture here. The, you know... Yeah, no, you can't burn this because, it's... you know, you can't burn it. But I love the teeth extending into more teeth. No, it's okay, Chad. They have a new word for that now. These guys are probably made of asbestos, too. Barely looks like the Beatles once again. Just kind of vaguely, like, if you squint, maybe. But, I don't know, kind of looks like a bunch of Polish guys. Huh. That guy's my favorite. Bonus celebrities from Digimon. Am I looking for a Beatle in here? Oh, it's just other celebrities. Never mind. That was just another thing entirely. The Beatles in Baki? I don't know what Baki is, but Paul has a real penisy nose. They did Ringo dirty. They always do. Also, I like the differences between the panels. Like, George up top looks more like Murdoch from Gorillaz. He just looks scummy. Oh boy. That's not Beatles. I don't know who these guys are. I guess this is just like Beatle clones and anime. I don't know. This was another entire folder that was submitted. There's why are his feet, like, why are his feet also part of the suit? Rubber fetish suit? Yeah. What Beatle is this? This is Blopo. Here's another of these. They're horrible. These, like, fake Funko Pop Beatles. Of course, this one would glitch. It's kind of even more horrifying like this. There you go. Alright, there you go. I don't know if that's crust or, like, facial hair. But they look real shitty. The shittles. Alright, those are some good bootleg Beatles. I mean, this is the purest definition of bootleg Beatles, as far as I'm concerned. Like, whatever these guys are. The only one that kind of looks like himself is... what? Those are some weird eyes on I think John. Yeah, that's John. You can tell it's Paul because he's a lefty. No, they don't look like anything. Here they are again, maybe? And again, like, so many of these are just, like, crusty and, like, dirty. This is those guys again from earlier, and they're horrible. I see just dust, maybe spider web. You'd think they would clean them up before taking a picture, but no, just leaving all the dust and dirt from the basement on them. These were relegated to a dank basement and never looked at again for many, many years. That is actually really horrifying. The eyeball is also just out of place. There's the cartoon Beatles. Maybe bootleg. Yellow Submarine Beatles, yes. Yes, yes. Those are more normal. Oh, these. Oh, boy. It's just too much detail. It's too much detail. No. Looks nothing like them. Not even an attempt. Not even an attempt. At least this feels a little... No. Never mind. Why are the ones in the back, like, dying? They're emo. My Chemical Beatles. Tempo's wrong on this song. How dare they? And then, there's more here. I'm gonna, I'll spend a little bit more time. This has information. I'm kind of okay with not knowing the history. But for these, I do have some informations. So, Gongolicious, thank you for submitting this section. People really went hard on the Beatles submissions. I didn't even know some of this shit existed. But this is a folder of life-sized Beatles. So this is the original Madame Tussauds wax figures, March 28, 1964. So, yeah, these are okay. Paul looks more like cartoon Paul, but it's not bad. And they actually were, well, I don't know. When you see it like this, it looks a lot worse, doesn't it? Okay, these ones are wax figures from the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album cover. Supposedly these are the same from the previous photo. They don't look like that to me. Maybe they altered their faces. Their heads were lost for about 40 years, but in 2013, workers at Madame Tussauds found George, Ringo, and John's original heads tucked away in one of their storerooms. Paul's original head was not located, but they found a different vintage Paul wax head to complete the collection. Yeah, on Sgt. Pepper, they do have the wax figures. This one's rough. And yeah, the Paul one, this completes it. Yeah, just uncanny. Like, I wouldn't want to see these people walking around on Earth. Madame Tussauds' Sgt. Pepper version of the Beatles. Oh, shit! You can't do that! Poor Ringo. Baldo. Madame Tussauds' wax figures in Dubai. Those are also pretty rough. Wax figures in the House of Wax in Norfolk, UK. Known as one of the worst wax museums in the world. They're fucking rotten. That is not the Beatles. That's not even close. This looks like an actor, and I can't put my finger on it. Like, it kind of almost looks like Neil Breen. And Todd Howard. Madame Tussauds of London. Oh god, oh my god. Oh my god, that schnoz. Again, they did him dirty. That's not the size. That is like 3 times the size of Paul's nose. That is not what, I'm sorry, but it's just not like that. It can't be. Oh, it's just, oh god, wax figures can be real fucking weird. Madame Tussauds of London. All right, that's a little better. Also for Madame Tussauds of London. Tussaud? Why are they at the beach? Yeah, that is strange. They look actually quite good. But why are they on the beach? This isn't Abbey Road. Madame Tussauds. Okay. Here's the Rock Circus again. And wax figures in Poland. Unknown. Wax figures, unknown. They look evil. Oh my god. It's also weird because they're like the older Beatles mixed with the younger ones and also all in suits. It's just like that. I'm sorry, but this looks like demonic. Like this is possessed. They're possessed. Here's the Rock Circus again. I showed these in a previous segment, but you can see what they look like. See, this is why they give people some space between them and the Beatles so that they can't look too closely. And there's the Beagles. They're from Chuck E. Cheese when it was Pizza Time Theater. And they would play Beatles songs. And this one's a Beach Boy one, I think. So we got a little education. Then there's also... we got Small Beetle. So I'm not going to read through these as much, but I'm going to go through them more quicklier. Even more quicklier. However, we've seen these, and it seems these were official, released in 1964 by a New Jersey toy company, Remco. So we got a lot of photos of this one. You can just see the horror on his face. Why? Like, what is that? What is this? Everyone just hates Ringo. This is just, like, seriously, a lot of this stuff is an excuse to just take out their anger on Ringo. It's the No I'm Not a Human game, just in Ringo form. Information, if needed. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like something lascivious is about to happen. This is someone in chat's grandma. Easily. Beetle dolls? I don't know why that one's so long and stretchy. Also by Remco, 30-inch long felt dolls with die-cut felt instruments. Bobbleheads. Barely... okay, these barely look like them, once again. Bubble bath dolls. Released in '65 as part of Colgate-Palmolive's series of personality bath items. They're 10 inches tall and they were filled with pink bubble bath soap. These dolls watched many people bathe. You really didn't have to say that. Madame Alexander dolls from 1997, labeled as Rock Group 22110 for some reason. Yeah, these are just like, they look like rotten vegetables. Swingers music set. Hand-painted bobbleheads from 1964. Aluminum freestanding sculpture. That one's not so bad. Actual, like, new one, too. Figurines by Esco, 1980s. Even if they get some of the features right, a lot of the other ones are grotesque. I don't know what it is about the Beatles. It's so hard to capture them specifically. Oh, well, I don't know. It looks like they got them pretty good over here. Who's this one? Pete Wurst. Super rare crunchy Cheeto, the Beatles' walking man with arm. Oh man. That's crazy. I would buy that. $200? Hell yeah. More bobbleheads. Okay, alright, we're almost done. And then there's one more category. The name of the song is What Goes On, and the lyric is What Goes On in Your Mind. And that's how I feel about these Beatle images. Like, what goes on in your mind that you would think this was okay? I also understand limited manufacturing. Like, yeah, the 60s were a different time. And, it just feels like most of even the newer merch looks like shit, too. So this is, Halloween costumes. Vintage Beatle Halloween costumes. They produced one, this is by Ben Cooper in 1964. They produced one of each Beatle, and every costume set came with a full body costume and plastic mask. So we saw this a little bit earlier, but now we get to really experience the horrors. AKA whatever the fuck this is supposed to be. This could have been Michael Myers. If they, instead of got the Captain Kirk mask, they could have gotten this. This could have been a fucking, like, a slasher flick. Oh my god. Imagine though, a slasher flick, but the killer is a child. And he's like, you know, 4 feet tall wearing this. Oh man. No, I don't want it. What is this? Ringo plastic mask. What do you mean Ringo plastic mask? This is a fucking blow-up doll. Here's various cheap Beatle costumes, of course, which they would never say were Beatle costumes, but they will say 60s rock man. Peace man. 70s peace singer. Okay. 60s turd on upper lip. Man. Not even close. Porn man. Porn 60s man, peace and love guru. John's help period. So bad. Help! You're breaking my heart. 60s Beatles fancy jacket for men. Sorry, I'm really, could they not have styled this thing better for the photo? Holy shit. Actual Beatles in costumes. Why is Paul a cat? What was this for? Like, why were they in these costumes? What was this photo shoot? Well, there you go, chat. This also, hang on a second. Were these the, yeah. So, you can't set this thing on fire, chat. I'm telling you, there's a horror movie in here. Emote? What would this represent? I don't know what this would represent, but sure. Pain, horror, fear. Flame retardantness, maybe?